Invitation letter to the United States of America. This is one of the things I hear every time. And many people, they ask me, can you send me the invitation letter? I want to visit to America. Or I have a friend, or I meet this person, is my friend, or this is my classmate, but wants to invite me to the United States of America. How can I write the invitation letter? So all the time people asking those kind of questions. So what does the U.S. invitation letter contain? And how does this invitation letter help you into getting the U.S. visa, tourist visa to be specific? So welcome to the EBM Scholars Show, and today we are talking about invitation letter, how important it is, and does that help you to get the visa to come to America? Or there are other reasons behind the invitation letter? Is it a guarantee, a slam dunk? If you have a invitation letter from a colleague, from a relative in America, you'll be given the tourist visa or visiting visa to America. Have you ever denied the visa despite having the the invitation letter? Or did you get the visa because you had the invitation letter? Okay, let's go on to this particular topic, and here I believe I'll be able to help you to make sure that you are able to prepare yourself before you go to the consular officer at the U.S. Embassy. So, invitation letter, overall, it is nothing strange for America. I'm not talking about for German or other European countries. I'm talking invitation letter in America. If you want to come to America through the visiting tourist visa, and you want to come through that way, you want to have an invitation letter from someone in the US to invite you. So there are a couple of things. First of all, number one is the immigration status of the person inviting you. The person must be legally in the US, legal residence. Whether the person is a student, doesn't matter, but is not out of status, is not illegal. Might be a permanent resident, might be a US citizen, it doesn't matter. But number one thing, the person must be in the US in a legal way, not illegal immigrant. You are here and you are inviting someone else. No. So that is number one. Number two, the letter is just a friendly letter. So you, from my experience, and when I advise people, you need to write 2 letters. One is a letter to you, to my friend, to my mother, to my father, to my uncle, to my relative who wants to visit here. I'm sending a letter to invite. Oh, John, how are you? How are you doing? Whatever. Thanksgiving is coming up. Do you want to come to visit in the US? There is no problem if you want. I can cover your ticket. Come here. Will you stay in my home? Blah, 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 blah. Come here. And then there'll be another letter where you are officially writing official letter to the consular officer, to the embassy, to introduce yourself, your status, where you live, and all other things of that nature. So I'm going to read 2 letters here of this nature. You can see and how these letters are, and from there I'll be able to explain how does that work. So the first letter is a letter from a person to a friend, not to the consular officer. So this one reads as follows. So invitation letter to visit me in the United States of America. Let's say November 9, whatever date, 2019. The address you put it there, phone number, email address, something of that nature. To Dear John, Dear Jane, something like that. So the address you can put there, whatever. So it can be things like that way. So dear mom, dad, dear father and mother, whatever. So dear mom and dad, I invite you to visit us and spend your vacation in the US with us. We have planned to visit famous tourist places like the Grand Canyon, the Empire State Building, and the beaches of Miami. It will also be an opportunity for you to see and experience the American culture and lifestyle. I'll be taking care of your entire USA tour expenses, including the round trip airfare, food, housing, medical insurance, and all other personal expenses. Herewith, I'm sending all the required documents for getting the necessary tourist visa from the U.S. Consul in Mumbai. Your son, John. So that is a son is writing a letter to the parents. That is kind of like a friendly letter to invite the person. I'll attach this documentation. So then you are writing another letter to the U.S. Embassy now, to the consular. So you put your address as normal, put date, whatever. So U.S. Embassy Consulate General, or your consular officer, U.S. Embassy in Tanzania, U.S. Embassy in Ghana, Accra, Ghana, whatever. Boom. Dear Honorable Consul or Consular, you put the name of the person, you put your name, like the person inviting. My name is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, passport number, blah, 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 date of birth, whatever. My name is dash, dash, dash. I reside at this address. You put your immigration status. I'm the United States citizen, or I'm international student F1 with a visa number this one, or I am lawful permanent resident green card holder with this number. You have to indicate there. And that documentation, your status, if you said you are a student, you have to attach your visa. If you say you are legal permanent resident, you have to attach your green card. If you're a citizen, you have to attach a passport to prove that, what we're talking about. It's not just mentioning, that's all. I'm requesting that you issue a tourist B2 visa to my girlfriend, who resides at this address, blah, 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 in Lagos, Nigeria. This is to allow her to visit with me in the United States. We have been friends for the past 2 years, and I would love to visit. I would like her to visit this summer. This, whatever, the name of the girl will be visiting with me from this date to this date. This will be a great time because we will be both off work at this time. During her stay in the United States, she will stay with me at my home at the address stated above. I will be responsible for all her accommodation expenses while she is in the United States. Upon the termination of her visit, she will return to Lagos, Nigeria. Will be presenting this letter to you together with other evidence to establish her close ties with Nigeria and to assure you that she will return prior to the expiration of her stay in the United States of America. Your kind consideration to this request will be greatly appreciated. So, these are two letters. One is a letter for me to a person I'm inviting, is a friendly one, but another one you can address a letter to the consular officer, to the person at the embassy, or to the embassy in general, to request the embassy to introduce yourself, to put your immigration status, and attachment. So, if you say, for instance, the person will be staying at my home, you can put the address will be staying, but you have to put you are a U.S. citizen with passport number, this one, and you put there, just in case. You don't need to show the ticket. You don't need to purchase a ticket to prove that one. So, one load is you need to have a person you are going to, but that is not the reason where you might, even if you don't have an invitation letter, if you say, I want to go to visit Disney just for vacation, it will be the same way like if you get invitation letter. So invitation letter is nothing, basically, in my opinion. Yes, you're coming to visit Ernest, but you can go from the U.S. Embassy, say, I want just to go to just watch, I want to go to watch a Super Bowl. Who cares? But the point is, you have to prove at the U.S. Embassy that you have strong ties to your home country to the extent that if you are given the visa, you'll go back to your home country. That is what is giving you the visa, is not this invitation letter. This will just take care of you. These are just blah, 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 blah. In the end, it comes back to you. If you say you are coming to visit the U.S., you have the invitation letter, but you don't have a job in your country. You don't have a job for 2 years. What will make you come back to your home country? I love my country. While you're here, you come to work in the normal job, you can get more money than being jobless in Africa, or in Asia, or in Latin America. So you see what I mean? But if, let's say, you have a family, you have a spouse, you have kids, you have a house, for instance, or you have a farm, you own land, you own property, you have investment, you have good job. So all those things they consider, okay, this person might be here. For instance, let's say you are 65 years old. Obviously, they can think, okay, this person will not just go there and just survive even American life. You have grandchildren, you have whatever. You can be able to survive and stay more in Africa or in Latin America because of that kind of comfort life than starting again life in America, for instance. So there are so many factors, but all the factors revolving around you as you to prove to the U.S. Embassy, to the consular, that when I go to America, I'll be able to come back. I have strong ties. I have things I've been attached to will make me come back to my home country. If I go there, I will not disappear. I will not just go out of status. I will not be illegal. I will come back, I promise you, because I have other things to do. So before you go to the U.S. Embassy, don't pressure people in America to send you the invitation letter. If you don't have a job, find a job first. If you don't have a bank statement, find things on your own, which will attach you to your own country. And then go to ask for the visa. Because without those other things, even if you get the invitation letter from the governor, you will not be given the visa. They don't care who gives you the invitation letter. But in the end, it's you who will be illegal, or you'll be able to go back to your home country before the expiration of the visa. There is a big difference, usually I tell people, between Europe, most of the European countries, and the US. In Europe, most of the European countries, a police officer, an immigration officer, police officer can stop you at any time and ask you, show me your immigration status, show me the documentation that you are here in Norway legally, you are here in Germany legally. But in the US, there is no that law. It is illegal for a police officer to stop you on the street and ask you to show the immigration status. What criteria have you used to stop me and not another black guy? Or you stop another white over the other white? Or because the person look like a Mexican? So we don't want to have profiling, racial profiling. So that's why it's illegal. So how can we protect America? So they have to make sure that they stop you from coming from over there. So they need to have a proof or some sort of convincing that will be going to your home country. Because from here, when you are entering, after entering here, if you don't commit any crime, you can stay here for 20 years. You will not be able to get a good job, obviously. But it will be difficult to catch you and take you back. But in Europe, it is easier. So sometimes, even if Europe is easier, difficult to go, but it is much easier to go to Europe than coming to America because of that complexities and differences between Europe and America when it comes to power of the police to stop someone and requesting to show immigration status and documentation. The question to you, have you ever denied a visa? Have you ever applied for a visa? Why do you think you didn't get the visa? Is it because you didn't have strong ties, or you had strong ties, but you didn't have a very good, convincing invitation letter? What did you prepare before you went to the interview? What do you think you made a mistake? Do you plan to go to another interview? If you are planning to go to another interview and you don't think, or you are having worry on kind of documents you have to present, please just come, put on the comments here, or find me on inbox on WhatsApp. I'll be able to guide you and share with you what kind of materials or documentation you need to have. Because sometimes, for me, if I'm inviting someone, I would be rather put my passport, put in my tax return, put my whatever bank statement if they need, just from the inviting person, just to show. And if possible, I can purchase a refundable ticket, just to prove already I'm good to go. So there are certain things, like if it doesn't work, then you can get your ticket back. So those are the things which will make you get the visa beyond just the friendly letter or just the official invitation letter you send it to the consular officer. Because in the end, the person in the US is not responsible if you decide to go illegal. The person in the US is not going to be questioned anything. Some other countries, they can question that person because technically you endorse this person. But in the US, they cannot do that because you are adult. They are going to deal with you. They cannot, the person just put you and handcuff and put you in the plane. No. If you decide to become illegal, it's up to you. It's you and the government, you and the law. So Those are the things. Sometimes that's why they don't put the person who's writing the invitation like much of the point of focus. But the biggest mistake people are doing is on the invitation letter they have very weak reasons. Oh, come and visit on my birthday. Are you serious? You have never gone to a birthday for your mother, and now you want to come to America just for the birthday of your friend? Really? Just find even good reasons. Why are you visiting there? Not I'm going for a birthday. I've heard this when I was one the day I was doing my first time interview. Someone said, "Oh, I'm going for the birthday party." What? And your visa, your passport has never have any stamp for the last 3 years, and you are going to America for the. They know for sure this is not, is fishy. It's something is not smelling good here. So try to have a very good reason. Try to have proper documentations. Have something we can prove the ties. Have something which will make you convince a consular officer that will be able to come back to your home country to take care of that business or something you left there. So, thank you everyone. Remember to watch the videos, suggested videos, and bam, 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 bam. You just subscribe, and share the video. So many people are looking for tourist visa. So, maybe this will help them to be able to get the tourist visa. So, thank you everyone, and goodbye.